Hey YouTube world, this is Kyle Lewis. Kyle Louie here. Welcome to Kyle's vlog. I'm so excited that you guys are here, that you clicked on this video, whether it was in the morning or afternoon or night. I'm just glad that you clicked on this video because it caught interest. And, you know, my sole purpose for this channel, if this is your first time, I just give my best advice, my just life advice on life topics, things that we deal with on a daily basis. I just do what I can to um, share some words of wisdom on how you can get around it or even go through it. And sometimes we have to do that. Um, and I again, I'm if you have been here, I've said numerous times that I am not a doctor, but I do have a heart for people. I've been through a lot in my lifetime so far, to where, the challenges that I've faced, the trials and tribulations that I've come across, it I had to motivate myself to fight through them. Um, and back then when I was a kid, we didn't have YouTube. It was just kind of slowly starting out, and we didn't have this kind of like this platform where we can share some good, and that's what I aim to do here. And I also have some fun topics too, some life topics that are funny, and hopefully will make you laugh. That's if you have the same sense of humor I have, and I have some dry humor. So I don't know, if you guys connect with that, then good. But I definitely encourage you guys to subscribe if you have not done that yet. I definitely encourage you guys to check back on my older videos. I've only been at this for a couple weeks, and I feel like the majority of those videos are of good messages. Now, I don't preach. I just do what I can to share what I how I've dealt with things, and sometimes you guys might need that. And so that's like I said, that's what I aim to do here. I do thank you guys for subscribing if you've already done that. Now, I definitely encourage you guys to like my videos. I'd really appreciate that. I'd also appreciate if you guys can share my videos. You just share, copy link, send it to anybody, either by email, text, or whatever it is, and they'll click on that video and go right to it. And if there's a video that stands out to you the most that you feel someone needs, please do that, because we could do a lot of good here. And in times like these and what we're dealing with, um, and just, even afterwards, prior to this, we all needed some love and some encouragement. And that's, again, what I aim to do here. So, uh, today's vlog, guys, is titled Why Stress? Now, I mean, it, it it's it's very easy for us to stress out, especially with what we're dealing with. But I'm going to do what I can to share some ideas on how you, how I, because I have to deal with it the same way. Like, I have to work with my stress levels as well, and so um, the best way or I'm going to share some ideas that you can use um, in these times, so you can be happy and either move around it or, like I said, go through it. Um, yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard to be happy when things are just left and right stressing you out. I know. Um, but I definitely have found a way to just I've found ways where I can get around that, and that's what I aim to do or share with you guys today. I have tips. I also will talk about things that I do when I'm stressed out. It that helps me. So I definitely encourage you guys down below to comment. And if you have ideas on ways that you deal with stress that you think someone can use, then please, by all means, please do that. Um, so, uh, Now what I have learned what I have learned over my time is that what's not healthy is um, avoiding stressful situations. Sometimes, well, I mean, in the sense of keeping it in. Sometimes we hold it in. We try not to show what's all boggled up in there, and that can cause us to it's just really unhealthy. And so we just got to be um, willing to take the steps to clear our minds and our thoughts and our yeah. So definitely not of I mean, it's good to avoid sometimes, but it's also good to address it, and we'll talk about that too as we get in here. Uh, Now we all have different ways, like I said, on how we deal with stress. And for me, I like to listen to music. I like to listen to sometimes rock, depending on the mood. When I'm walking or working out, um, Christian music. There's um, meditation music that I'll listen to. Sometimes I just turn everything off and I just listen to some meditation music on YouTube, and it just kind of um, it takes you to a different place. You really don't take time to breathe, and I often do that now. I also like to pray. Prayer is really important to me. Prayer does change things, and I'm living proof of that. So I definitely encourage you guys to sit down and pray at times if you know you know you guys don't even have to be a believer. I mean, I think just talking out what you feel is really important. But I do promise you that God is listening. I write about how I feel in poetry at times, um, especially back in middle school and high school. I was a shy kid, and I didn't like talking to many people. I'd only had a select few of friends that I connected with, and that's who I could talk to. But poetry was something that I turned to. And maybe one of these days I'll read some poetry that I've written to you guys. And, you know, I found that poetry was my voice when I was a shy guy. It connected with a lot of people, and not just guys. It connected to girls too, and that's you know that's why I love poetry. It just has a way of connecting in different ways. I love to draw. I love to paint. I love anything artistic. Um, I talk to my wife. I talk to my family. I talk to friends. I talk to God. Because family and friends that are closest to me, I know they have my back. And this is the same thing. And on my stamp, or for me, is that if you call me friend, I I look after you. I help you out, and I watch your back as well. Uh, you know, I miss talking to my dad at times, probably more so than anything, just because he had a way of just. I mean, he didn't really know what to say always, but for some reason he was just able to work it up, and I know that was God working through him, and so there's some times that I still kind of talk to him, um, and it gives me that comfort again. So now I got 5 tips for you guys. Okay, 5 tips that you guys can take in, and now that's up to you. I'm not telling you, I'm not like ordering you or anything like that. I'm just suggesting it. Um, these are great tips, especially when it comes to the next time that we're overwhelmed with stress, this is really good to look at, and I'm definitely looking at it too for me. But be proactive. That's tip one. So be proactive. Find activities that make you happy. Do things that make you happy. Um, you know, and that's why I did that video of hobbies prior back. Or what's your what's your passion? That's basically what I was talking about in that video. What makes you happy, or just finding things to do that gets you out of that stress. That's being proactive instead of just sitting there and taking it in and holding it in. Being proactive is really important, and it's very healthy, incredibly healthy. Tip two. Now, I know this is hard for a lot of people when it comes to stress. It's very easy for us to just react. And this tip two is control your reaction. Now, unfortunately, we cannot control what is stressful. There are things that, I mean, on a daily basis that stresses me out too. But this one is control your reaction. So you got to control yourself and how you react. Um, so again, like, you can't control what is stressful, but you can control yourself and how you are going to react. Uh, because that not only says a lot about your character, but it also just it yeah, it's just whenever I'm stressed out and upset, whether whatever it is, I just I gotta I gotta go back to what makes me happy, and and that kind of calms me down. So, uh, tip three: whoever is on the other end of you, trying to get to you, and I mean a lot of people do that. A lot of people try to get in your head and try to disrupt what's going on, and maybe there's some jealousy or whatever it is. They just try to get into your head. Now, the tip is to not get on their emotional bus, meaning don't get to their level. Don't. It goes back to reacting. If you react the same way that the way that he wants you to, meaning like if you're fighting, uh, it's just not going to be good, and that person won. And so you gotta you got to stand your ground, stand firm, and just I'm not going to get to that level. I'm not going to let you get to me. You know. So that's a good way to look at it as well. Tip four: make it a goal. Make it a goal for you to overcome what stresses you out. Make steps that kind of help you to um, work towards that. I mean, you may not do it the first day, but it'll take time to overcome what is stressful. But and sometimes it's going back and starting over and recounting the other tips. Even though we still have one more. But yeah, just make a goal. Make it a goal that I'm not gonna let this person bug me. I'm not gonna let my job that is environmentally stressful. I'm not gonna let that bug me. You know, you know, you just gotta, uh, you got to, what's the right word? You you gotta motivate yourself. You gotta push yourself. You know. Tip five, guys, don't dwell on it. All right, and I said that in the beginning of the video that a lot of us just we hold it in, or sometimes we try to avoid it, but it still lingers. And so don't dwell on it. When you give in to what is stressing you out, that packs a whole bunch of weight on you. And that causes us to just get sick and push people that we love away. And so, when you're constantly thinking about it, it's going to stress you out. And so that's don't dwell on it. Move on. Like I said, find what you're interested what you are interested in, what you love, what makes you happy, and that's what you got to focus on. That will get you out of whatever you're stressing about. It's good to identify what stresses you out in the first place. And sometimes you can't change what is. But you can, however, change how you communicate and how you operate. No one is in control of you. You are in control of yourself. And sometimes a change in where you're at is good too. So moving on. Sometimes, or if that friend or whatever, if it's bringing you too much stress, then yeah, moving on and being taking the steps to be the change is what's important. And guys and girls, it's okay to cry. Okay? I know when it gets too hard for some to the point that they need to cry, it is okay. You can do that. See, there's nothing wrong with crying because that shows true emotion. That you're letting it all out. And that's good. That's healthy. Now, for me, I haven't cried in a long time, but I do get emotional. Like sometimes I get down on myself, and sometimes I just need to be by myself. But then these are the tips that I'm taking in for myself as well that I need to remember for when I'm down and sad. I if I'm moody, I try to find something, a reason, things that make me happy. And I love helping people, putting others before me. That makes me happy, and gets me out of my slump, so to speak. So, there's things that we can do, guys. Walking the dog, calling a friend, calling a family member. You know, put on some music, do a little dance. See, I'll put some music on and I'll dance a little bit. I only have like 3 dance moves, but at least it's something, and it's making you happy. It's getting you out of that bubble of anger and stress. So, anyways, guys, that is it for this video. Number one thing that you guys can take in is just have fun and find ways to relax too. So, there's that as well. But that's it for this video, guys. You guys are awesome. I do appreciate you so much. I really do hope that you guys subscribe to my channel. Leave in the comments below if there's something that you guys want to talk about that I haven't yet. This is a place where we can come together and congregate. So, thank you guys. Kai Louie out.